Hey, what's up? I'm Mark Bellini, and in this video I'm going to show you how to fill in a corner bead. So what a corner bead is basically where two pieces of drywall come together and form an angle. It can be a different degree, 90 degrees, 45 degrees. But in this case, it's a 90-degree angle, and this is a corner bead. It's basically a piece of metal with some paper attached, and there's different kinds of this. You can get ones that are plastic, there's ones you can nail in that are metal. So there's different kinds, but for this job I went ahead and went with this because it's super easy and it's very effective. And I'm using all-purpose joint compounds, which has just a little bit of adhesive in it, so it helps really kind of stick things to the wall really well. So I've already gone ahead and kind of filled this in here, and that's basically all I'm doing is filling in voids with these corner beads. So I'll give you an example here. So if I bring you over, you can see right there, see the gap in there? So basically I'm trying to fill that gap with mud. So, take your joint compounds, and basically the goal is just to fill that whole void. So I'm going to take my knife here and just start filling it in. And that's a pretty large gap, so it's going to take quite a bit of mud to really fill it in. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of really clump it in there, and I might have to go refill my pan because there's a pretty large gap. So you can see I just went ahead and ran my knife up the middle, and it barely touched anything. So I have a good amount to fill and get a little bit more mud. Okay, so I'm going to continue filling this in. And you don't have to like fill it in completely. You can always like fill it in for the most part and then come back later and do another coat, which is probably what I'm going to do anyways. But I want to get a majority of it filled. One thing to know is that if you're using all-purpose joint compound, it does take a while to dry, especially if it's a really thick layer of mud. So keep that in mind, and it will shrink and crack. So be aware of that. Okay, so there's a lot of mud in there, and I don't want to load up too much mud on there, so I'm going to go ahead and clean off whatever is sticking out. And I think I may call that a day, because this is going to take forever to dry. So that's basically all there is to it. Is just fill it in. You may have to do a couple coats to make sure it's filled and smooth. You may have to sand a little bit in between. But basically that's all there is to it, is get some mud, throw it in there, and make sure it's nice and flat and even. So if you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.